What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Rex Righteous at it again with another episode of All Eyes on Raf, episode 8. And this time around, I will be talking about Ronda Rousey, Perro Aguayo passes away in the middle of a match, which is a very sad story. Mayweather Pacquiao, $5 million deal, and Kevin Durant being out. So, the first thing I will hit you guys with is the Ronda Rousey story. If you guys don't know about Ronda Rousey, she's considered the top female fighter in the world when it comes to UFC. She has a streak of 11 wins, 9 of which were in a famous armbar submission that her mom taught her. She's about to fight a UFC fighter by the name of Beth Correa. She's also an undefeated fighter, but 2 less than Rose. So apparently this fight is getting interesting. It's gonna start on. The fight is gonna be on August 8th, UFC 190. So you guys check that out. There are some quotes from Ronda Rousey from Fox Sports. It says here, I would definitely say this is a personal fight. My dad had a great saying: when somebody needed to be shown up, what's up? He would say that this person needs to have a come to Jesus meeting. Beth is going to have her own come to Jesus meeting in Brazil. I'm happy to come down here while I discipline this girl. So she's thinking about basically humbling her. She also said another quote that says here, I understand Beth's tactics. I understand why she went about things the way she did. But just because I understand it doesn't make it okay. The fact is, in order to get a title shot as quickly as possible, she disrespects my friends, which I consider my family. So Beth, I guess, has been going on Twitter and saying some rowdy things to her. It's kind of crazy. Things are getting out of order here, but this is how you promote a fight, I guess. Ronda Rousey has been in the news for being called out by Muhammad Ali's daughter, Layla Ali, and Layla Ali saying that she could fight and beat any female fighter. But this is coming from the boxing world, so it's been a little confusing, and people are thinking that Layla Ali might get into the octagon, and that might not be true at the moment. So you know, she's been Ronda Rousey is pretty hot right now. She's one of the hottest UFC fighters right now that's out. She's definitely a champion. Another quote is it says, if you F with my family, you are effed. It doesn't matter. This fight is more than just about an athletic competition. It's about proving a point, punishing someone. So I saw an interview with Mike Tyson, Ronda Rousey. She was on a morning show, and she seems like a very focused fighter. She doesn't like to show that she gets nervous before the fight. That she doesn't like to show that she's antsy before the fight. And I've heard this from many male fighters. This is my first female fighter that I'm following and actually listening to their interviews and seeing how she gives her opinion on these fights and how she goes into these fights. And honestly, I think that she's pretty intense and she's a really focused fighter. Uh, from what I know, there's not too many second generation UFC fighters, but she's very confident, and I think that might be the reason. Her mom has a background in judo and different mixed martial arts. Also, she's also has a degree in psychology, so she understands how things work. Mike Tyson gave her an advice. He said, get a great lawyer and stay next to your mommy. Like take all their opinions, absorb everything from mom, and you will do great. So if you guys haven't seen her 14-second win on YouTube, you should check it out because it's pretty impressive. All right, so let's get into it. Perro Aguayo, basically Perro Aguayo Jr. is a Mexican wrestler from Mexico, Tijuana. He was in a match last night with Rey Mysterio and two other fighters. They were in a tag team match. The guy, Perro Aguayo, was 35 years old. He was apparently in position to get hit by a 619 from Rey Mysterio. He got drop kicked and he basically had a cervical trauma to his neck caused by the drop kick. From what I see in the video is that his neck basically turned into a rubber band after he got drop kicked, and before he hit the ropes, he must have snapped his neck. He must have it's an inverted decapitation, internal decapitation, and that's basically how he messed up his neck here in this match. Rey Mysterio continued to try to hit him with the 619, and Perro did not respond, and he was not even conscious, and they kept moving him around. Conan, if you look Conan from WCW, he kept shaking him and trying to move him. Other wrestlers tried to move him, which kind of, I think it could have made it worse. Supposedly they say that he died in the hospital, but I'm sure that there was more damage done before they got to the hospital. So, shout out to the family, to the Aguayo family. This is a really sad freak accident that happened here. As you guys know, I'm a wrestling fan. I'm more into the international wrestling side now. But at the end of the day, if you're a wrestling fan, your heart has to go out for this guy because, he was just doing his job out there, and something awful really happened while everybody was watching. So, who's to say what happens after this? I'm sure Rey Mysterio will put out a statement, and I'm sure that he feels like crap about this whole thing. So will Perro's father, as anyone would say in Spanish, it is Perro. So I'm sure that Perro will give a statement, and there will be more explanation on this whole this freak accident that happened last night. Here's a tweet here from Mike Tanay. It says, absolutely stunned by the news of Hijo del Perro Aguayo's death last night in Tijuana. Supremely talented luchador and son of a legend. So this guy was known as a second generation world class fighter, wrestler. It says here from Lads Hoyt, El Hijo del Perro Aguayo, my thoughts and prayers go out to his friends and family. Very sad, a brother in the biz has fallen. So the wrestling world is not happy right now. Of course, it was supposed to be an exciting match for Rey Mysterio because he doesn't really wrestle that much. But he looked good for some of the match. If you guys need a link for the match, I can provide that for you. But besides that, this is a sad story here, and just want to say rest in peace to Perro Aguayo Jr. So this is really one of the hot topics for me. the Mayweather Pacquiao saga. Uh, the main thing that's going on with this story right now is that there's a $5 million deal that has been declined by Mayweather and his team. I'm going to be reading this from Bleaker Report, Nick Ackerman. Floyd Mayweather Jr. has refused to agree to anti-doping proposals set out by upcoming opponent Manny Pacquiao, who wants either fighter to be fined $5 million for a failed drug test as preparation continues for May's second bout. As reported by Associated Press, both boxing icons have agreed to adhere to World Anti-Doping Agency rules. This means random Olympic-style blood and urine testing will take place before and after the fight to ensure no misuse of illegal substance. However, the main contract negotiated, Pacquiao's camp have pushed for the aforementioned fine to be imposed if either fighter posts a positive result. Michael Kahns, Pacquiao's advisor, recently indicated Pretty Boys camp are unwilling to play ball, per Dan Raphael of ESPN UK. Today we were informed that Mayweather has turned down the request. Okay, so here are some quotes that says, why does it have to be brought up for the main contract? Everything in the main contract pertains to the co-promotion and the promoters. You can argue all day if a penalty agreement should be with the USADA contract or the main contract. What do you have to lose or gain in the argument? It's a simple thing. If you fail, pay the other guy $5 million. This is Khan's providing details to Dan Raphael from ESPN. So, on my take, it looks a little shady on the Mayweather side. The fact that he just doesn't want to take a public side bet with Pacquiao looks a little funny. But at the same time, I know that it's Mayweather playing his games and he wants to show that he is the A side. I understand that. He doesn't want to tell people what's going on because the truth is, USADA is something that Floyd has always used in the past. It's a doping agency that always deals with Mayweather when it comes to his quote-unquote Olympic-style drug testing for his fights. Pacquiao is so determined to let people know that he's not a dirty fighter that he's willing to put up $5 million if he comes out failing the drug test. He is putting his career on the line. He's already sued Mayweather for defamation and all kinds of slander in the news before. Pacquiao won the settlement, and Mayweather basically had to pay over to Pacquiao, basically saying that he was wrong, because what would happen is that would just go really deep if they would have went into court for that. Pacquiao would have had to show all his past drug testing results, and Mayweather probably would have had to do the same. I'm hearing from Thunderdome Boxing and Enter the Arena, these guys have been saying that it's been in the 7-figure mark that Mayweather gave up for the settlement against Pacquiao. And now Pacquiao's doing it again, putting his career on the line again to show that he is not a dirty fighter. There are also reports of Mayweather's manager saying that Pacquiao's advisor is an idiot, and that none of this stuff matters. None of it matters. If you fail, you fail, and basically the loss is going to be bigger than $5 million, and people will be charged for damages, because if you sign a contract and you're saying that you're a clean fighter and you come out dirty, then it looks wrong, and then everybody's backed up again. MGM has to figure out what they're gonna do with their seats, and it's a whole mess. The ESPN will get ruined. Everything, all the plans will get ruined, and uh, they're basically saying that Pacquiao will be charged with this, and it doesn't even matter if Pacquiao wants to bet $5 million. Pacquiao's gonna go bankrupt from all the crap that he's gonna have to deal with after the fight if he comes out dirty. So it's some heavy blows being thrown here. It's basically a political move on both guys. Pacquiao is willing to hire VADA, which is another doping agency and is a little bit more strict, plus cheaper, to watch USADA go through all this mess with Pacquiao. So basically, when USADA tests, when they test Pacquiao, VADA is going to be Pacquiao's watchdog, and that's the same thing that would happen if Mayweather went through with this bet. See, the thing is, Mayweather does not want to bring up his results from the past or the current testing, and that is a major, major, major issue here. But at the same time, to the public and when it comes to the contract, it's not an issue. It's just something that they all signed to, and it's something that doesn't matter, because as long as he comes out negative, then they're good. And you know, all I'm saying here is there are some question marks around Mayweather when it comes to this, but at the same time, I see how Mayweather fans could just be like, hey, you know what? This guy is following the rules. He's not coming out positive, and we should just forget about Pacquiao's bet, because that's just side stuff, and no one cares about that. We just want to see them fight on May 2nd. Cool, I see that, but there are some question marks on Mayweather. Pacquiao has already had 2 drug tests already. I would think that he's already passed them. Same thing goes for Mayweather. There's no number on that, but there is a lot of eyes on this fight. There's a lot of reports on this fight. There's a lot of cameras on this fight, and just to let you know, this fight is going to happen. The only thing is, it's going to be ran tight. There's a lot of people invested into this fight, and it can't just go down in flames. So let's see what happens. You guys know me. You know I'm on Instagram. You know I'm on Facebook. I'm following this story faithfully, and I will keep in touch with you guys with everything that I can inform you with on this story. So you already know, guys, about Kevin Durant being out of commission. I've been out of the loop because I'm not watching as much NBA. I'm not connected to the pulse of the NBA news. But this was shocking to me, Kevin Durant being out. It says here on Bleaker Report, Oklahoma City Thunder superstar Kevin Durant is going to halt his own court work due to an inability to make the necessary progress to recover from a lingering foot injury. There's been several tweets. KD is being removed from basketball activities on the floor, not making progress. He has hoped, still has soreness. I would say indefinitely out until he's able to compete without soreness in his foot, from Romana Shelbourne, ESPN. From Spears from NBA Yahoo, the goal is to get him back on the court healthy, whenever that is, Thunder GM Sam Presti said about Kevin Durant. Okay, so that's from the GM right there. And unless he's able to be back on the floor without soreness, he won't be back on the floor. That's also from Presti. And then Skip Bayless, of course, says, sad to hear Kevin Durant has been shut down. When big guys have a recurring foot injury, long term is scary. So, it all falls on Russell Westbrook. He's playing at MVP level right now. triple doubles daily. He's he's on a rampage right now. I've seen some highlights. He looks at least 2 times better than last year. He doesn't seem as winded as before. He would be very up and down in the season, and he would be explosive. But now he's more committed. I think he's making a better connection with his teammates. I see Morrow there hitting a lot of threes last night. So he's playing pretty well. If I'm not mistaken, his team beat the Atlanta Hawks, so they're not having an issue. Only thing I see here on Bleaker Report is that they might be in the eighth seed. They might be eighth seed of in the playoffs. Let me see here. It says, Oklahoma City currently sits in the eighth place of the Western Conference, only 1 game ahead of New Orleans. I mean, this is from a few days ago, but they're probably in the 7th or 8th seed right now, and it seems like these guys are trying to stay in the playoff hunt. Let me guys know if you guys think that the Oklahoma City will make it at least to the 3rd round. Like I said, I don't know much about the NBA right now. That is definitely one of my huge passions in life itself, to play basketball and to follow the NBA. So let me guys know what you think about the Oklahoma City being in the 8th seed, and is it good for them? Is it bad for them? Kevin Durant being out, how's that going to work out for next season and maybe even the draft? You already know, man. Rex is back here at work, doing his thing, doing the All Eyes on Me thing, doing the All Eyes on Raf thing. So hit me with some questions, Instagram, Facebook. I don't really use my Twitter, but I got Twitter too. And shots. Guess who I'm following. But anyway, it's All Eyes on Raf, episode 8. Peace. Enjoy your weekend. Oh yeah, and enjoy March Madness. Should be awesome, right?